we have our gas connected, gas tank. First thing, you want to open up the valve, the main valve, all the way. Keep this one off right now. The off position is counterclockwise, and I kind of rigged this. This has a timer. I believe it's a 15-minute timer. So just to bypass it, I use my wrench here to just basically keep this from turning. We're ready to fire it up. I saw the manufacturer, they have a short video. I saw it on their website, and they were lighting it up with a match. I strongly suggest instead of using matches, use those long fire starters. You know, look like a little pistol. That would be easier because you can, once you have your large pot on top of this, your container with your oil, it's a lot easier. Like honestly, I did it, and yes, it doesn't really quite reach if you look at it from top, but since the gas is just going, it eventually turns it on. So just a little heads up with that. You don't have to open it up all the way. You just want to get a certain amount of gas. You don't want it too strong either, because you don't want this to just basically come out with a pretty strong fire. To press this, well, first of all, get your match started. You have to press this for about 10 seconds. What I saw the manufacturer, they in their video, they just lit the match, and they went ahead and put it right there. So my hands are free. You might see the match there. So at this point I can go ahead and fire this up, and I'm gonna have to give it a little more fire, and there it goes. It's on. Just keep this pressed for about 5-10 seconds, and then you'll see that stays on. And then you can bring up the fire all the way up as needed, or just leave it at a point where you're comfortable. Then bring your pot and just set it on top, and then fire it up as much as you want. Again, it says let your oil heat up to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And once it does that, you want to turn it off. Basically, you turn it off by turning this counterclockwise. Once it turns off, you have the pot here. You can go ahead and insert carefully, slowly, very slowly, your really well dried up turkey, and just little by little start sinking it in. And if you feel something that's not going right, then you just lift it up slowly and then back down until you can get it. Just set it right on top on the actual pot inside all the way, and then you can come back here and refire this. Since we'll have the pot here, you'll have to use that hole. It'll work. It'll actually it'll work for you, even though it doesn't reach as close as you think it should have. Again, as I said, use those long nose fire starters, and that'll do the trick. So that's how you get it started. Again, best thing with this is to be extra careful. Make sure that everything is working right, and if anything goes wrong, just be ready to, again here, turn off this knob all the way towards counterclockwise. And very important, have a fire extinguisher at hand. The fire is going. The temperature gauge is here, or the thermometer rather. You see the thermometer right there. So we're going to wait for this to reach around 325. Actually, that's the temperature that we're going to need to keep all throughout, at 325. So here we go. We're almost 45 minutes into frying the turkey, and things are going well. I guess a drawback I had, I didn't calculate the oil, the amount of oil that I needed. So I went ahead and just happily bought a couple of peanut oil canisters, and they're 1 gallon each. This probably takes anywhere from 3 to 4 gallons. So I was careful enough, and I went ahead and did my research, making sure I could mix oils. So I ended up getting some extra, some that I had, and then my wife went to her neighbors and she got this one. So I ended up mixing corn oil, vegetable oil, and peanut oil. Ideally, I should have done it with just peanut oil, but that's, sometimes you have to improvise. One thing I've noticed, the temperature hasn't really risen beyond 250 degrees. Probably because I mixed the oils too, and they were cold at that time. It's okay to pour them when they're cold. Now, one thing I made sure every time is I went ahead and turned off the fire, and I just restarted the fire again every time, just in case. I just did a little drop just to kind of test. I noticed there was no weird reaction or so that gave me the peace of mind that it was going to be okay. So anyhow, the real thing is going to be when we pull this baby out, let it rest for about 15 minutes, and then just start eating it up. I'm going to let you know how it tastes. So there's the turkey. He's out. I checked the temperature. The dark meat is at 180. The white meat is at actually it's actually much hotter than that. To be on the safe side, I went ahead and let it go a little over, but there you go. Turkey is ready. I first turned off the fire before I would start pulling it out. All right, so today's the day after Thanksgiving. Oh boy, we ate well, and we ate a whole bunch of other things, but the turkey was spot on. It was flavorful. It was very moist, which is very unusual for a turkey. In fact, we already had warmed up leftovers today, and again, delicious. It's just a simple recipe. I would ask you guys if you guys have other recipes as far as how to season the turkey for frying, to just put them in the comments. I know that would help me and help others. But these all turned out pretty good. All of our guests that came, basically our family, they really enjoyed it. They were thrilled, and we had such a good time. It was excellent. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.